in the timetable and schedule of activities for the general election. Working with political parties and other stakeholders, the Commission has so far successfully implemented 9 out of 14 activities for the general election. We are also making a steady progress in other critical areas of preparation for the election, including the provision of sensitive and non-sensitive materials, the recruitment of staff, and planning for the movement of personnel and materials for the election. Only last week, we commenced the training of master trainers on election technology to ensure a seamless process. Beginning from tomorrow, we will commence the same training at zonal level and subsequently train all the ad hoc staff for the 176,846 polling units nationwide. On this note, let me once again reassure Nigerians that there is no going back on the deployment of the bimodal voter accreditation system, BVAS, for voter accreditation. There is no going back on the transmission of results on the INEC result viewing portal in real time on election day. There will be no incident form that enables ineligible persons to vote using other people's permanent voters' cards during elections. We are committed to ensuring that the 2023 general election is transparent and credible, reflecting the will of the Nigerian people.
Okay, so Mr. Okoye, I'm taking you back again to I know you were still talking about the presidential elections, and that's where the question of review is coming up. But I want to ask if we now know what caused the servers not to work for the presidential elections, the IREV not to work for the presidential election, but worked for the National Assembly elections conducted on the same day.
Well, I wouldn't know. All I know, in terms of technology, I'm not too technologically savvy. There was panic, and I need to be honest, there was panic on that day when we noticed that there was a challenge. And all the ICT people gathered and were trying to find a solution to it. At the end of the day, I issued a statement and I told the nation that we had a glitch. Now, we are still in the middle of election. The moment we are through with the issue of all these elections, we will sit down as a commission and do both internal and external review of the entire gamut and entire processes leading to this election. And I'm sure that at that particular moment, those who were involved and those who were in charge of our ICT facility will come and soberly and rationally explain to the commission what exactly happened and what went wrong and what should be done.
I'm sure you've heard people saying that, you know, that the servers were switched off and there was an internal sabotage within INEC.
Honestly, I wouldn't know. But I do not think that the commission, after making promises to the Nigerian people, will turn around and sabotage itself. It's not rational. It doesn't make sense to me.
Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, especially about the 2023 presidential election in Nigeria and its aftermath. And in this video, we're going to discuss the 2 videos you watched just now, because they form the center of what is going on in the Presidential Tribunal right now. So that's the major issue we're going to discuss, because it's an issue, it's a burning issue right now. The 2 videos, the things that was said there is of interest in the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja. And now it has to do with the issue of Peter Obi, the presidential candidate of Labour Party, and then the Labour Party itself, demanding or requesting to quiz the IT experts, information technology experts, information communication technology experts that was behind whatever happened in INEC on February 25 presidential election. That is our subject of discussion right now, and we're going to see what's going on there And now we look at why APC and the INEC are opposing this application by the Labour Party and its presidential candidate Peter Obi to quiz the IT experts on what happened on election day on February 25, 2023 presidential election. And you know also that the National Assembly election also took place. So we're going to look at the background. Then we treat these two videos that you saw because they are the center of what is unfolding right now at the court, as I said earlier. Now, the center of it is this. The Labour Party and its presidential candidate, Peter Obi, in the February 25 election, on Thursday, sought an order of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja to interrogate the INEC officials who are in charge of the ICT. The Labour Party and Peter Obi, among other things, are seeking details relating to the information and communication technology experts used by INEC in the conduct of the election. The Labour Party and Peter Obi are challenging the declaration by the Independent National Electoral Commission that Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress won the election in two separate motions argued by their lawyer, Patrick Iguato, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Obi posed 12 questions. He posed 12 questions to be forwarded to the Independent National Electoral Commission as part of efforts to support their position, support their petition, which questioned the integrity of the election. The petitioners averred that the interrogatory application, if accepted, it will assist them in solidifying their claims that the conduct of the election was flawed. However, counsel to the Independent National Electoral Commission, Kemi Binhero, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, objected to the move on the grounds that the application was brought outside the time specified and allowed by law. Now, maybe I should brief here and explain this particularly. They say that this the INEC lawyer is alleging that the application was brought behind schedule, so it should not be entertained. Okay, but I also want you to take your mind back to the inauguration of the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal. One of the things they said there was that they are going to avoid technicalities. So this kind of thing is use of technicality, because what they want to use to knock out this request is this one is purely technicality. You want to bring in that it has passed the time supposed to bring it. But this kind of thing is one of the things that the chairman of that panel at the inauguration said they will not entertain any kind of technicalities, that they need facts, evidence. So to me, this is another incident of technicality. I hope the justices of the courts will take note of that they promise that they won't allow technicalities to be used against anybody in the matter. Now let us continue also with this issue. The INEC lawyer contended that moving the application outside the pre-hearing session had robbed the courts the jurisdiction to hear it. Also, both the counsel for Tinubu, as well as Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Akin Olunjimi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and counsel for the All Progressive Congress, Lateef Fagbemi, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, opposed the request. The presiding justice, Haruna Samani, reserved the ruling on the interrogatory application of Obi and his party. Okay, now we are going to move to the next one that has to do with the second video you watch before we now begin to interrogate in detail what this applies and why APC and co and the APC and the INEC don't want this matter to be allowed. Meanwhile, the tribunal in evidence, the tribunal has allowed the courts. The tribunal has allowed Peter Obi to present videos showing how INEC promised before the election, which you saw the video earlier on, how INEC promised before the election that it is going to allow beavers to be used, assured Nigerians that it's going to allow beavers to be used, it's going to allow electronic transmission of results and all that, and that nothing will stop them from doing that. But that's not what we are seeing right now, because in the election that took place, INEC did not allow electronic transmission of the presidential election results. So the courts, in Peter Obi trying to prove his case, brought two video clips or tendered two video clips to portray to the court, to remind the court that INEC chairman promised Nigerians that he is going to ensure the transmission of the results real time. Okay, so the Obi's team brought two video clips which they tendered to help their petition in pursuit of the presidential election results, to show that they have a strong case that the election was manipulated. Okay, the petitioners, Peter Obi and Labour Party, through their counsel, Jubril Okutepa, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, informed the court that they have subpoenaed Channels Television to produce the recordings contained in two flash drives. Okutepa disclosed that two separate subpoenas dated May 30th and June 6th were served on the television station, that's Channels Television, which he said sent one of his staff members to tender the requested evidence. So the video evidence is coming from Channels Television. Now, despite the protestations by the APC, by INEC, and by Tinubu's lawyers, Justice Haruna Samani admitted the subpoena in evidence and marked them as SB PBH1 and PBH2. Now, Channels came with two flash drives. One flash drive was said to contain video clip of an interview that the chairman of Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, granted before the election, where he gave assurance that the results of the elections will be electronically transmitted in real time. The other one was a press conference by the National Commissioner of the Commission, Festus Okoye, who reiterated the commitment of the Commission to electronically transmit the results. Now, in a move to present to present the court the content of the video clips in the open court, a senior reporter and editor at Channels Television, Lucky Obese Olawode, was summoned to the witness box. However, the respondents in the petition vehemently oppose the move by the petitioners. So the Tinubu, INEC, and APC, they oppose the presentation of the video evidence. Okay. Now, what this thing is all about is this. Peter Obi and all Nigerians were witnesses that INEC, for a very long time before the election, gave assurance that the election results will be transmitted live, in terms of results will be uploaded on real time. They made the vow beside the video you watched, where INEC chairman was reassuring Nigerians of the use of beavers and the electronic transmission of results real time from the polling units. INEC chairman was also at Chatham House in London, where he promised the international community of doing the same thing. But on election day, he failed woefully to implement what he promised Nigerians. And now they now began to enter into technicalities, telling us that certain Nigerians, that INEC reserved the right to use any means. But that was not what he was going around the whole place telling Nigerians. After the election, that is like after the fact, they now come around and be telling Nigerians that INEC can decide to choose any mode to transmit the result or to collect the result. That was not what he sold to Nigerians. And Nigerians have to hold him accountable and INEC for what they promised they would do. So it is important that the thing was played for INEC, for the justices, in case they have never seen it before, in case they never knew that INEC, this is what INEC promised, and this is what the chairman of INEC promised, so that they will see it once again. Now, this is important because it is to remind the justices, look, this is what this man said. And of course, APC, Tinubu, and INEC, they don't want the justices of the appeal court who are sitting at the Presidential Petition Tribunal to be reminded of what happened, that it was a violation of their own commitment to transmit the results from the polling unit to the INEC server or the IRIF real time. They were able to do it successfully with the senatorial and House of Representatives election across the country. But why couldn't they do it with the presidential election? That is the million-dollar question. That's the question that is still hanging on the air. That is the reason why the results turned out the way it turned out in favor of perhaps their preferred candidates. So that is at the center of all the brouhaha that is at the center of why Tinubu's emergence will not be settled as far as the hearts and minds of Nigerians are concerned until the court give a pronouncement. And for the court to give a pronouncement, they need to see a lot of evidence from the petitioners. Now, that's one of the evidence that Peter Obi and Labour Party want to present in the courts, and they have been objected by APC, INEC, and Tinubu and Shedima lawyers. Now, the indicator of the second video, because Peter Obi was interested in getting to the roots of what happened on the election day, the role that was played by the information communication technologists they have there, ICT experts. And when you watch Okoye of INEC in the second video, he said that that day there was panic on the election day. He said that there was panic on the election day. What caused the panic is what we want to know. Nigerians want to know. That is why Peter Obi wants INEC to be grilled over what happened. What was the panic? What caused the panic? Because he said that there was a panic for which he now came out to tell Nigerians that there were glitches. So it is important that INEC make those ICT officials that works for INEC, the ICT team of INEC, to come to court and tell the court what exactly happened. Other Nigerians will hear it. Other technical experts of ICT will also hear it, so that the justices will be well educated on what really happened, so that it could be established whether there was a sabotage from inside INEC or from outside INEC. Because already from outside INEC, the Peter Obi and Labour Party, they are ready to subpoena the Americans, who are the owners of Amazon Web Services, to come and tell the court whether there was external attack. Now, the reason why Peter Obi is coming want to interrogate the INEC ICT staff is because he wants to know whether they played any role in internal sabotage. And it is their right, it's the right of the Labour Party and Peter Obi to find out this thing, so that justice can be served. Because justice cannot be said to have been served if there's obfuscation of these facts, so that Peter Obi will not be allowed to interrogate these ICT people. So it is important that he's allowed to interrogate them. And the only reason why INEC, Tinubu, and the APC will not want that to be done is probably because they are hiding something, or there are things they don't want the court, Nigerians, and the international community to know about. Because if they are sincere with themselves that what they did was salutary, what INEC did on February 25 was salutary, they should be able to allow unfettered access to Peter Obi to interrogate the ICT team of INEC. And if Tinubu is sure that he won fair and square, he should be able to allow those people to be interrogated. Because he will have nothing to lose if he is sincere that he won the election. He will have nothing. In fact, he will give his go ahead that they should carry a shipload of all the ICT department of INEC to come to court and state what happened that day. But if they are getting it, they don't want Nigerians to know they are objecting it. It means that they are not comfortable. They are not sure that they won fairly and squarely. So they don't want any questions to be asked. So that is important to note. That Peter Obi is trying to get the ICT people to give their own side of the story, besides the glitches that INEC officials, including Festus Okoye, told Nigerians. That was why presidential election results could not be transmitted to the IRIF, but they were able to transmit senatorial and House of Reps results that were held the same day with the presidential election results. So there's a need to know why this happened. And only by INEC making this people available can we say that justice has been served in the petition. Because another important thing is that the identities of the INEC ICT team should not be a hidden thing. It should not be a hidden thing. They are Nigerians. They are civil servants. They need to be brought out to come and tell Nigerians and the world what happened. So there is no point hiding them or trying to use them to cover up the fact that something went wrong that to many Nigerians looks suspicious. You can see the question that was asked to Justice Festus Okoye, that people are saying there was internal sabotage from inside. But his answer is even much more funny to me, or even infantile. And another thing he promised in that, he said in that video you watched, was that Festus Okoye said that he talked about that they are going to have a review of what happened in the election, and that the ICT team will come and explain to INEC on what really went wrong, where they got it wrong, and what could be done. Yes, such action is necessary in case of future elections. But it's also more important now for them to be made available to the courts. It's not just for them to give it as an internal examination of what went wrong and then submit it as a memo to the INEC chairman. What the court is saying, what P2B and the Labour Party are saying, is that they should come to the court and explain what happened. So that what happened should not be reserved only for INEC as a commission when they are doing self-examination of what really happened. But it's beyond them to do that. They have to come to court. Those IT experts have to come to court to explain what happened. And it is for fairness, justice, and equity, they have to bring them to court. And if they are not brought to court, to come and explain what happened, it means that they manipulated the election results. Therefore, they are hiding them from being questioned by P2B and the Labour Party. There is no better explanation to it than that. They ought to come to the court and explain what happened. If not, there is no other interpretation any reasonable human being will give than that INEC and their ICT experts are hiding the things they did on February 25. Now, the most infantile explanation he gave in that video you watched was Festus Okoye saying that how could INEC promise that they are going to conduct free and fair election, that they are going to do electronic transmission of results, and then on the election day they will not do it, that such sabotage, self-sabotage, is not possible. I don't know whether he came from the moon or he's not a Nigerian. The truth of the matter is that it can easily be sabotaged from inside. Even the person who is telling you that it will not be sabotaged will be the one sabotaging it. Nigeria and the rest of the world, Nigerians know that Nigeria is perhaps Nigeria is one of the most corrupt countries in the world. Right now, according to Transparency International, Nigeria is the second most corrupt country in West Africa. Nigeria's corruption is a well-known fact. The corruption in Nigeria. So to assume that it will be self-sabotage for anybody to go against it within INEC is actually to insult the intelligence of Nigerians and the international community. There are 1,001 people in INEC that could do it, that could sabotage the technology from working so as to favor their preferred candidates. Election rigging is historical in Nigeria. So to tell us that because INEC said they will conduct, use electronic transmission of result and all that, and that they couldn't have sabotaged it in favor of their preferred candidate is actually to insult the intelligence of Nigerians and the international community. Because the international community also donated money to INEC. There are contributions, millions of dollars that was given to INEC to conduct this election from the United States, USAID, then from the British, from the European Union, and all kinds of foreign donations. So foreigners also should be interested in how they use the money they donated to INEC to carry out this exercise. So it will be an insult on their intelligence to tell them that nobody in INEC can sabotage it. It is not true. And if really they can't sabotage it, let them come to court. Let those ICT people come to court to come and prove that they did not sabotage the ICT program of INEC. Because from what we gathered, INEC told Nigerians that the whole process is foolproof. And of course, you know that it's supposed to be foolproof because INEC server is being protected by one of the best, if not the best in the world, Amazon Web Services. So if Amazon guarantees the protection, then for this kind of thing to happen on election day, it has to be an internal sabotage. If it was not an internal sabotage, let them come to the court and prove it. That is what Peter Obi and the Labour Party are demanding. I think it's not a big thing to ask. It's not, this is not rocket science. Let them come to the court so that we hear them out. Why the presidential election results could not be uploaded on real time to the INEC archive, but they were able to upload senatorial and House of Representative election results. Thank you for watching this video, and if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you will be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. God bless you and yours.